Just a few hours ago, the political landscape of the United Kingdom was shaken to its core. Nigel Farage stood up in Parliament and sparked a genuine institutional shockwave. Under the watchful eye of the entire nation, he confronted Keir Starmer directly and voiced what millions of Britons have been demanding for months: an immediate general election. The chamber froze. No one dared to interrupt. For the first time in years, someone had the courage to say aloud what so many citizens believe, that the long-standing balance between Labour and the Conservatives is over. Farage didn't just deliver a speech. He launched a direct challenge to the status quo. Reform UK is no longer a fringe alternative. It has emerged as the fastest-growing political force, with its impact now felt at the very heart of Westminster. Speaking with clarity and confidence, Farage accused the current government of having severed all ties with the public. He argued that neither Labour nor the Tories hold the legitimacy to govern after years of broken promises and political stagnation. His message was unambiguous: this government lacks a mandate, lacks public trust, and is disconnected from the people it claims to represent. The reaction was swift. Labour MPs looked visibly uncomfortable, while the Conservative benches fell into uneasy silence. Farage laid bare truths that had long been buried beneath official spin and media bias. He said what much of the mainstream press refuses to acknowledge: that British democracy is broken, and the traditional parties can no longer be trusted to fix it. The numbers back him up. Reform UK is now leading major opinion polls with 30% support, overtaking both Labour and the Conservatives, who have slumped to historic lows. For the first time in modern memory, a party outside the traditional establishment is setting the tone of national debate. The moment in Parliament left Starmer without a response. His stiff demeanour and lack of convincing arguments portrayed him as a leader out of touch, more concerned with projecting stability than addressing the genuine concerns of the nation. Meanwhile, Farage exposed the Labour Party as one that has replaced leadership with submission to outside interests. Farage's intervention was more than just parliamentary theatre. It was a forceful denunciation. Not only did he call for an election, he also highlighted decisions that he described as acts of capitulation, such as the transfer of the Chagos Islands, made without public debate or consultation. In Farage's view, Starmer has turned his back on the British people, prioritizing foreign relationships over national sovereignty. His words resonated deeply with those left behind by the system: pensioners struggling with inflation, working families burdened by rising costs, and veterans who no longer recognize the country they served. They didn't see a typical politician. They saw someone voicing their anger with clarity and purpose. While some in the media have dismissed Reform UK as a passing protest or political anomaly, the growing public support tells a different story. This is not a temporary surge. It is the result of years of neglect, building frustration, and a population no longer willing to be ignored. There is now a tangible sense of unease in Westminster. What began as whispers of discontent has become a direct challenge to the political establishment. The old power-sharing arrangement between Labour and the Conservatives is crumbling, and the usual attempts to discredit Farage with labels and smees are losing their power over a public that has stopped listening to excuses. Farage's address was not a one-off outburst. It marked the beginning of something much deeper. He transformed widespread frustration into a political statement. He made it clear that the old formulas no longer apply, and that millions of Britons are prepared to reject the system that has failed them. In contrast to Starmer's evasions and the Conservatives' growing irrelevance, Farage presented himself as a bold alternative, offering not slogans, but a call to take back control of the country. He didn't speak in polished soundbites. He spoke with conviction and anger that felt justified. The public response was immediate. Support for Reform UK continues to rise, not because of advertising, but because Farage is striking a chord with a simple truth: people are tired. Tired of being ignored, of paying the price for decisions made by an elite detached from everyday struggles, of watching their communities change without their consent. The moment Farage created in Parliament wasn't just a criticism, it was a turning point. This isn't about swapping one party for another. It's about rejecting a failed political model entirely. In the face of a static Parliament, his message lit a spark that could alter the nation's direction. Today, Britain is not facing an ordinary election. It is standing at a historic crossroads. What began as a whisper on the margins has now become the roar of a country demanding to reclaim what it feels has been taken away. And now, We want to hear from you. Do you believe this is the change Britain truly needs? Or do you still place your faith in the traditional system? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We're listening. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next in-depth breakdown of what's really happening at the heart of British politics.